Hello, what's up? Sunday, Feb 16th, chill day. Very excited to have a lot of things on the agenda. Thank you for joining me, and happy Pajama Day. Be doing a couple of very interesting things. I don't think we got a chance to show you the updates, but filtering now works. It is actually amazing. Let me just clear this up. If I add a filter on the country and I add EG, boom, super fast. And then I could say by the city, and then I type my city. Amazing. So it's very, very fast. There's a couple of interesting things where the other thing we want to do is, sorry, before I forget, reset the canvas state when filters change. Okay, so it's very exciting. So this is amazing. I do want to make a confession. I think a lot of times when I'm designing something, especially from scratch, I found that it's better to copy an existing implementation that is in a way the gold standard. There's this laws of UX that I'm a big fan of. And there is this law where it says, Jacob's law. Users spend most of their time on other sites. This means that users prefer your site to work the same way as all the other sites they already know. That's a pretty interesting law. That means that, in a way, we have to design things with the user in mind, with how they've used other pieces of software in the past. So I take this law very, very seriously, and this is why when I'm starting from scratch, I generally like to copy what I call SOTA, state of the art. So in this case, I will be very honest, I'm basing a lot of my design decisions on existing spreadsheet applications that I've seen in the past. Now, with this rant out of the way, I will say that I've innovated in a couple of other areas on top of what I've seen is state of the art. So for example, normally if you see in Excel or Google Sheets, you'll have sorting. It's a bug, by the way, just ignore this for now. I'll remove filters so it doesn't look too annoying. But normally in Excel, you're gonna have the sorting be on the as a pop-up. I found that that's limiting for many reasons. One of the reasons is it's not persistent with the UI, as you can't really, like, making changes and seeing them in real time can be annoying, especially if a lot of your data is at the top. So imagine the filtering use case that I just showed you, and we just ended up with one record and the filter dialog is on top of it. So it's hard for you to see what's happening. So I opted for more of a coder approach. So a lot of my inspiration here came from VS Code, or Cursor in this case. And I really like the separation of the terminal and all these different panes at the bottom, but then you have your right-hand side pane for all the new chat interfaces, and this one for the sidebar. So I find that this is like really neat and super handy. But I will, again, honest, I laid out the context. Now, I think I've innovated too much here. So I created a bottom pane and a side pane depending on the type of entry. And right now, you actually even can't have them both at the same time. This is an easy fix. It's not that hard to have both of them at the same time show up. But I do find that I'm leaving a lot on the table because, first of all, people generally only sort by 4 or 5 things at the same time. So we're talking 4 rows. So let's say we're ending up here. So I still have a lot of real estate, at least on this screen. So I think for the main things that people generally do, I'm thinking that for filtering, grouping, and sorting, it's all going to be in the same pane. So today, the first task on the agenda is to move to a unified pane for sorting, filtering, and grouping. We haven't implemented grouping yet, so I'm just going to focus on moving filtering in there. It's not going to be that difficult, not that big of a design change, but I think it will be nice to have everything in the same area. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's take a look at where we're at. So in this case, the way we have done this is that in a way they're like an independent pane. So we almost now need we have filters, columns, and sorting as their own independent panes. Now, I want to start stacking them on top of each other. It's going to be interesting because we have this close button, and so I might want to think about start thinking about removing this X from here completely. And yeah, I'm not sure. So the first thing that we're going to do is, like I said, we have all these panes that have already been built, but we need to combine them. And combining them is easy. We just need to create a new component out of the two that we've already created. So let's do that. So in my components, so right now we expose, there's a sort pane, there's a sort menu, there's a pane button. I think this is all necessary. Pane bar. So I'm going to try and create a new one that is called a pane query pane. I still think that it's, and I've opted to maybe not put the columns within the sorting one. The other thing that I'd like to do today is this consistent sizing. And then the other thing that we'll want to do is this bug. And I think this is very important. I would say more important than this. So this is what's on the agenda, the unified pane, consistent and global sizing for the pane. So when we're changing, it doesn't keep on resetting to a different height, to a different width. data structures for lists and filter nodes. I'll explain this when we get to it. And then the already selected coloring, that is a bug. So if I do this, you see it's the text is white. So that's a small fix. But again, primary focus right now is on this, combining this. So I'm going to call this the query pane. And I think the most important thing will be filtering, sorting, and then grouping. Yeah, I would say even grouping might be more important than sorting. So let's just have these things all stacked. So export default query function. Let's see. So in this case, I want to import I'm gonna import no, I'm gonna import my sort pane. I'm gonna import my filter pane, and I'm gonna stack them on top of each other. Yeah, tap. Thank you. Oh my god. Sometimes cursor just hallucinates. Alright, so we're doing pretty well. And now what I want to see is what this looks like if I were to assign it to in my pages. So for this, I'm gonna do that. Instead, let's see what that looks like. Huh. You know, it's not bad. Need to work on the sizing, but it's really not that bad. I think I actually like it way more. One thing that I think will, like I said, will be important is and then let's see. Yeah, that's more than fine. I just think that the spacing, like I said, we need to fix that. So let's just work on that. So for whatever reason, yeah, I think this looks good because we have it from the sides as 2 and the top is 4. I think this is nice. Very good. Same thing, I think, in the filters. I think this is amazing. It's way better. And I think, like I said, you can have it scroll within. I just would swap the order, I think, where filtering is first. It's more important. And I don't know what it looks like when it's empty. Yeah, let's take a look at the filter pane. Let's try the same thing. Filter window px2 py is 4. And I wonder if you shadow it in the paint bar here. I wonder if let's just see if we do a shadow. I think this looks weird. I wouldn't shadow it, even if it's a small. I don't mind the small, but I don't think we should. Okay, the other thing too is I don't know how to control these scroll bars. It's really annoying with let's see, in the filter menu, in the filter window, overflow auto, scroll bar is none. But I don't think it should be none. I think it just should be thin. And the track should be transparent. Scroll bar track transparent. It's crazy because it doesn't actually end up. There's like a. File viewer. Yeah, so the only thing that I would say is you want to. Yeah, so this is looking good, I think. So if we close this, yeah, but it's just a bit of work. So if we open this, so on the filter pane, default is opened. And we close it. I think we should have a placeholder in the sort, by the way. Yeah, what do you think about the... I love the idea of it being embedded. And I think the unity of that looking the same. So let's get that like being it. I mean, being for it to be embedded within the within not, like not external, kind of like here. I think that's so tasteful. So let's go back. Let me take a look. So similar, let me open this on the, let me see if we can have it on the right side. Let's take a look at how this one is built. Let me close this. It's the same exact concept, rounded MD, flex. So let me just add, I think I just need a border and a border gray. And let's see, we'll get back to that. Okay, let's take a look now. Okay. There is some padding. So let me remove any padding. Nice. So now I feel like it's doubled. So now there's some bordering here. Perfect. So the only thing that is remaining is we need to make sure that these things are not too different in terms of the gapping. So on the sort pane we have a gap of 1. Here we don't have a gap of 1. So if we don't do a gap of 1, nice. And then the only thing that'll be remaining is space-wise 2. The other thing is we have this thing set as to take the color. So let's what is that for? I don't think we have a single. Yeah, and then it requires a bit of space Y. What did we do? The PX, for whatever reason, feels like it needs. Yeah, this looks a lot better. looking a lot better. Getting calls from Pakistan. Very odd. Never understood that part. Okay, some interesting things. Obviously, this closing situation, I'm not a fan of. So we'll need to tweak that. In terms of gapping, let me see if that affects anything. In terms of gapping, so same thing here, by the way. So for the pane button, we can, not pane button, we need the pane bar, yeah, pane bar. Yep. So I'm gonna adjust the columns pane to say that it's closable. And then for the filter menu, filter pane, I'm also gonna adjust the So yeah, this is looking a lot better in my opinion. The only thing is I do want to constrain the height. Should we, or should we just let the thing just completely, like the entire pane to just scroll? Like I'm not sure if it makes sense to do that versus looking a lot better, like a lot better. So yeah, let me just go and fix that part. So in the command bar, location is right in here, and then the sort filter button, location is right. Sweet, so yeah, so from the empty state, this is what it looks like. I think we need something that says no filters. Yeah, some text in the center that literally just says no filters, no sorting, and then you just need to click on add sort and add filter. Okay. So let's do that. However, just one thing, if you actually click on sort, it will open a add one, which is, this is exactly the experience that we want. If you click on filter, it should also add one. Let's see how we can get that to work. And let me go to the command bar. Let me make sure this is 600. So similar to this on click. Yeah, we'll get to that. Just for now, I think you can just treat this class as your This is the level of craftsmanship that I strive for. And the product needs to be so good that it would be dumb not to use it, honestly. So I'm just gonna add my, yeah, it's so fast, man. It's so fast. It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, this is we'll add more logic here because I've seen some really cool ideas there. In this case, actually makes sense to sort by city. So let's see. Let's close this. Assume we open that. It's looking very good. It's looking amazing. All right, fantastic. Pretty excited. Yeah, there's still some logic here. We'll get to that, I think, but I do think that this is a lot better. And then we'll add the grouping here. And honestly, any query logic should ideally come here. Like, I would love to add even the columns at the bottom here. Like that could be really, really cool. Just an opinion. Let's add some. I'm just gonna call this features. And then the other thing we need is the nested conditions. Specifically nested filter conditions. And then here I need D&D for filtering. Fabulous. Amazing. I don't know if Cursor intended to build this notes thing for people to just add notes like this, but I'm loving it. Alright. This is committable for sure. Let's just test a couple more things. Yeah, if there is no sorting and I close and I click on sort, it opens. This is perfect, exactly the experience. If there is a sort like this and I click on filter, it still goes here because it's not going to add a new one. But you almost always want to add a new one. No, because sometimes you just want to browse. I think if there is no sorting at all, that is a fair assumption. So then, like, you could end up with a state like this, and then you click on filter, but it doesn't focus because this one also doesn't have the focus gets stolen. Yeah, I really like the idea of focusing here. I'm just trying to think, because this is the state that we're talking about, is like this. You close, you come here. So, or, I think, even. If you do this, this would work. The problem is if there was already a sort added, like this, and you come here, it's because the sort was never added. So in a way, you need to maybe remove it. Yeah, you need to remove it. Yeah, we need to remove it. So if So yeah, the close button also needs some work. So the close button right now Let's take a look at the close button. So the close button is in the pane bar. So the other thing that I would like to do is, for now, let's just remove any empty sorting. And then let me go to the pane bar. Fantastic. So you click on this, you get the country, and let's say you never completed, and you go back. I click on sort, beautiful. Now, let's say remove this, and you exit, and you go to filter. Nice. This is exactly what we want. If we close on here, nice. If we go back on here, nice. Nice. If I just, this is perfect. All right. I think the other thing is I want to have a case where filter window, and if yeah, this is great. Let me just take a look at something. I'm not too sure about this italic situation. Same thing with the sort pane. Yeah, this is the bug. It's a pretty gnarly bug. Um, but yeah, this is looking very good. Region. Amazing. So, we're doing very well. Looking solid. Small tweaks on like the styling and stuff, but overall, this is like really, really high quality. Um, so I'm pretty proud. All right, moving on. So that one I would say is done. We're ready to commit this code. Feet move all query functions to the sidebar. I'm gonna take a pause a little bit here. So now we have this one done. And I'm gonna take a second to just rant for a bit. I love ranting. Back to we chatted about this earlier, the laws of UX. Um, I want to just talk a bit about craftsmanship. Yeah, so the quality of design and work shown in something made by hand. This is like, in my opinion, is starting to become a lost art. Very, very few people are still like attached to this. A couple people I could mention is it's one of my favorite, best designed websites and products. Really, really clean, and it's starting to feel that. Yeah, it's starting to feel like that this is an art that is lost. I say that because I'm obsessed recently with Leonardo da Vinci. And he painted some of his art is remarkable. Just the level of detail is crazy. Um, and it would take like 3 years to do these pieces of art. But where is this? Where the fuck did this level of craftsmanship go? And I say that because there's also this notion of what is a builder, right? What is a person with craft and taste? It's somebody who's boots on the ground, somebody who's building, somebody who's being artistic, and not necessarily somebody who's just sitting on the sidelines and dictating what should be done. Like my question is Leonardo da Vinci's teacher considered a better artist than him? No, it's Da Vinci, right? It's Leonardo himself. So I hope that the world we get more Da Vinci's and more artists are upon us. So yeah, just a quick rant before continuing onto this, and let me know if these types of rants are useful. Just expressing my thoughts and ideas. Okay. So next thing we have is this consistent and global sizing of the pane. So this is a bit of a weird one. I'm gonna still debate if it makes sense that this is separate. I only added this as separate because I have a file. I can't open it here. Well, actually, I can. Let's open this clicks.csv. Let me see. Oh, hold on. It's in this. It's under my data. Oh, surprising. Interesting. You know why? Probably this came as a date, but it's okay. It's all good. 62 columns. So if I open this, right, I just can't imagine. Oh, this needs to be thin. Let me just finish. So I just can't imagine having this as part of this section here. I think it would be fine if it was at the bottom, um, because you wouldn't necessarily have tons of filters to begin with. I don't know. You could also constrain it in height. I don't know. Yeah, we also don't have joins yet, which is another big one. Yeah, I think joins is going to require a separate. Um, so, yeah, it's hard to say. In a way, it does make sense to have it as completely separate, but in a way, it also doesn't. I'm not sure. This one I'll have to think about. So this is something to think about. I'll sleep on that one. But for today, regardless, I do want to have a more consistent sizing. So let's take a look at where we control this. So when we go to the global state, when we come to set the pane size, so when we how many times we set the pane size here, we just pass it as is, and then we read the size from there. And it's at the tab level, which is totally correct. But yeah, I think you should just copy the previous tab size, and not take the default. So old size, and then what I would say is now you can do current. The pane could be undefined. Nope. So basically, you're gonna do this, but before that, so the updated pane is gonna be this pane. So if there is a pane, then it's going to be pane.size. There is a pane and there is an old size. Because one of my biggest things, man, was the fact, like, the reason I did this is I felt like if I want to drag and drop, if I'm manipulating 62 columns, I want to have the real estate to be able to do that. Regardless, though. So let's just title this logic. No, that's actually not it. If there is an existing pane, keep the same size. Old size const old location. Is same location. So in this case, this didn't work. Okay, let's see. So it's interesting. I thought we used that. What do we use for the command bar? Toggle pane. Use toggle pane. So toggle pane. So, yep, there we go. No, I actually don't like this. I'm okay with that logic, but yeah, I think that's better. I'm gonna remove this from my code. And I'm gonna add this here. Open questions. Should we move columns into the same query pane? I don't think so. Okay. That's sweet. That was fast. Okay. So let's see. One of the things that I really love, one of the apps I also really love, is this VD from my data. Clicks. Big fan of this. I think this gives me the same. I think I have the same experience here. It's pretty good. They do have a feature that I'm obsessed with, where you do like this, and you kind of get that histogram from like Shift F, and then you can like peek into the data. So this, in a way, is a histogram representation. So, and you can back out of it. Music stopped. Oops. Let's get this party. Let's get the Cosmos. Amazing. So I really like this feature. Yeah, frequency analysis. So this frequency table I find amazing. In a way, it's a group by. It's a group by, so it could be a command G or something. I always stumble across these crazy shortcuts that I didn't know exist in VS Code. So, anyways, it's like a Shift F, and it gives you a histogram. Yeah, I think it's basically a group by. find that really, really cool. The other chore is fix the number of rows based on the filtered data. Cool. So we'll come back to that. Okay, this is the same thing. Now that we have the pane as part, the majority. Maybe we should need global sizing. Alright, this will be my next boy. I'm most excited actually about this. So what this is basically some data structures work. So I think this is one of the most important thing in projects. So is how do you define the data structures? So let's start with that. Should we have different? I think let's have a folder called querying or called query props. And let me copy this. Or maybe just query. Query will have filters, it'll have a column .ts. So I find that the data structure makes working with that a lot easier, makes manipulating the data a lot easier. So I'm gonna just copy a lot of this. It's already in here. We have the logical operator, the comparison operator. These now are going to become classes. And sadly, the reason this is an issue, let's see, turn off TypeScript compiler error. Well, I don't want to do that. Is there a tsconfig option? Yeah. Let's do that in our tsconfig here. Strict is true, but we can just this one can be set to false. Beautiful. I made all of these classes. So I'm gonna have one that's a static function from JSON. So I'm a fan of this. Props. It's gonna be a partial of the logical node. I know, not the best code, but this is fine. So everything except the rest, except the children. Well, no, you could actually just, it's fine. You can assign the entire thing. Well, this is one of the areas that we'll be able to see as we implement it, but here we go, because all I could do is firstly from here, and we need the constructor here. No, this is actually fine. I will keep it. So this is great. So this is a recursive function. Until it has no more children. Beautiful. This one. So this is that, and then we need a static .empty one as well. And let's take a look at our filter state. State. Yeah, you see, here we're assigning this, so you almost always want to do perfect. And then, nope, don't close this. So that's a couple of the very first things. We can see if cursor can help us with this. Add filter state. For the remove and append function, I would like to merge them into the data structure of the logical node directly. So I would like you to design and implement the append and remove function, as well as the isEmpty function inside the logical node. That's it. Let's see if we can get this working here. Cool, let's take a look. Right, so so this assumes that there has to be. That's nice. It reduces a lot of the complexity. Cool. It's very clean. Remove. Okay. Okay. Very good. And then there's another function that I would like to bring in. Yep. took a lot of inspiration from other places. This is very good. We have the append, we have the remove, and then the changes are here. The other thing, and then we'll be able to completely, I think, remove this class. We will probably not need this at all. So this is great. That's the first one. The other thing that I need is just a list. I just need an array list.ts. Sounds too crazy that so this is literally going to be my list state implementation. I'm just going to copy this here, and I'm just going to call this array list. I'm not going to use this. Also figuring out if I can extend the array. So yeah, this is weird because we're removing it, but we need to remove it in the underlying data structure. So remove by ID. Okay. Yeah, I think this is exactly what we want to do. I would maybe put this under a folder called structs. Eventually, I'd like to have these things as part of a Okay, very good. So, okay, so let's start with the filter state. Oh, the other thing is if it has complete filters. So the way let me go to history so it has the context, and then at filter state. Can you also implement the isComplete function based on has complete filters? It takes time to realize these patterns. So let's take a look at this. What is this saying? So this is saying the following. So field is defined, operator is defined, value is not null, and value is not empty. What about if value is undefined? I thought I had a different definition for this. I just said, yeah, we used is empty from Lodash, is not. I think this is better. And then the next implementation is here. I believe you can just write this here, but you don't want to short circuit if it's true. If it's false, sorry. Can we just do can we write this with sum for checking all the children? I wonder if you can do and then can you just do return if this dot children Every child is complete. Yeah. It's much, much cleaner. Obsessed. Yeah, this is beautiful code. Like I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so it's crazy how we're gonna go from this to, yeah, I'm like, I'm very surprised how this logic is just a lot better. I'm gonna move this to the top. The query.ts, and this is gonna be from here. We'll get to this. So, in terms of the sorting, it's very simple. Yeah, and I'm thinking of making this into nulls. Filters, sorting, fly URI. Beautiful. Make this into a class. Right. Can you sort with the same ID multiple times? Hmm. It's interesting because, yeah, in a way, we need to do this. So it's a big change. It will have to take out, remove, make some changes like that. But yeah, this is very good. Offset and limit, okay. And we still have our data. So let's start with the one that we just fixed, which is the filters. So when we query what we're gonna do here is this can be null. It can be null, it can be undefined. So what I'm actually gonna do, like I said, so what we actually need to do is, so this is a pretty big change. I actually think that you should be good to just send send the state as it is for the things that change. So yeah, I think this should be good. This update data source to no, I still haven't even touched this, so this will be very, very interesting. Where is this used? It's not used anywhere, my guy. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited. So I think, yeah, in terms of data structures, we're doing pretty well. This long term will be exactly what we need to do. So we have this update sort here. Again, I'm gonna clean up a lot of this stuff right now. This file is gonna shrink. Even the pane management, I'm gonna clean this stuff up really, really nicely right now. So where do we start? So here, yeah, let's start with the assignment. So when we get it back, we're basically gonna do so filters is gonna be, yeah, there will be the thought of if we should abstract this into a tab, which is a very, 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 very valid question. But I'm gonna almost like layer it. So I'm gonna just start with, without adding too much complexity, just having it here as this is the current tab state. So let me remove this, and I'm gonna say that this is a logical node. This or no. Which is gonna change, like a lot of things are gonna get upset. So this actually works pretty well. Not really. We're gonna do, basically I'm gonna have to do the following. Because you're gonna want to indicate that it is fully empty. Yeah, because it'd be nice to have like that as a holding place. Because then once you come from here, I think, yeah, you just say, either you do that, but I think you say if there's not, then you return null for now. And you can just abstract that away. So, logical node from JSON. Yep. Okay. Let's see what is breaking. So at the very bottom here, So I'm gonna do npx tsc dash dash no emit dash dash watch. This is what I find most helpful to help me catch these things, so that's fine. That's fine. This is about where most of the issues will be. Correct, yeah. So data source. I'm gonna make this public. Yeah, I agree. Set this entire thing to null, which means if you come to append here, let's take a look at this append. So if we're gonna add a logical node that's empty, I am not going to sync it yet, else I'm gonna come to this. This should be easy. I am wondering now if it is worth it to have an empty, like what is the what do I get? Yeah, I think it is worth it to have one that's just like no children even, nothing to render. So let's do that. So not in the global state and filters here. So no children, no type even. Type is logical, yes. I think that is the only reason. Yeah. with the placeholder. And this one is actually empty. And the entire tab, yeah, I think that makes sense. Check at the global state. Beautiful. So then the thing is, there isn't necessarily anything. I think the only reason we need this is because we have the which I believe gets reassigned. Cool. I don't know, yeah. In the command bar, yeah, if you... No, it's not like that. It's like you actually want to append. So then, yeah, now that's the tough part. Let's see if okay, I like this a lot. Let's see. Let's see first if this actually worked, because it's a pretty big bet. It's a pretty big bet that we've succeeded here, so let's see. I'm gonna go here just because it's easier. I'm gonna remove this. Yep. So no filters, but here's the problem. Here is the problem. So let me go to my filter pane, and let's see. When I removed it, did it sync? So it did not sync, so didn't even send it. Removed it from whatever the object was, but column selector, the remove button. Probably got a warning here, so wrap this in an action. I think that's the wrap in an action. Use run in action. So this ran, and then this, I believe this is what's gonna fix it. DND for filtering, I have it. Okay. Nope. Let's see. Let's see if the call even happens. Cannot be cloned, my guy. We ran into this before, so you might need to do a 2JS on the entire thing. Tap, tap. Hey, my guy. Tap, tap. There we go. I'm also going to say but I just updated it. Is 2JS, is it not recursive? Let's see, 2JS, MobX. It has to be recursive for sure. I think that's the issue. I don't know if this will... I think this will be fine. But yeah, it's good to solve this once. Not have to worry about it again. Let's take a look. Nice. Region. Let's remove sorting. Beautiful. We'll fix this later. Let me add it just our bugs. Okay. So yeah, we fixed it. I think this is a pretty worthy celebration. So that one's done. So this one's going to be a bit of a bigger one, which is sorting. So before I commit this, I'm gonna ask for this to be changed. I'll just implement it really fast. Import ID title. Copy over from @view column. This probably could be imported from like a theme override or just theme. Let me check. Yeah, I think you probably want to say Yeah, this is the stuff that breaks. Partial of this. Is there a format? What is this format thing? I don't have a format. Do we have a type even? No type. Okay. Alright. So let me merge this for now. Do you want to check that other things? Let's just check that, yeah, other things work. Country, AD. Ah, it's not debounced, so the search is pretty fast. Now let's debounce it. It's actually kind of fine. Maybe we debounce based on the size in the future. That's crazy. Oh yeah, the add filter doesn't work. Let's take a look. Filter pane. Remove button. There's I am surprised. Hold on, let me make sure that everything here is an observer. Because, yeah, let me see something. So, filter pane. Two condition nodes, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, I presume it didn't render because what if you just, yeah, let's actually that is the bug. So let's take a look. Filters dot children. Just let's do filters for now. Interesting. So filters. So probably auto observed this thing. Filters does not get observed automatically. Do you know why? Interesting. Do you think that let's take a look again. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Global state. Global state. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Yeah, this is interesting. So it's not getting observed. Why is it not getting observed? So by default, MobX name reference. I make the class be auto observable. Yeah, I think that could be fine. is to make this. So what you want is to come here, filter state, filter pane, and then let's take a logical note. Same thing with, I think, the conditional. I believe this is necessary, but I'm not too sure. So now let's see what happens if I refresh. Now it works. Perfect. If we need to do a debounce callback, we can do that from what's it called? From Mantine. But I am surprised that just from my experience, that is interesting. Can MobX run on the server? Yeah, no, I understand, but I meant I just meant if I had to use its data structures. Oh, interesting. If it's browser. Interesting. It's a good idea. We'll see if this becomes a problem. For now, I actually don't think so. So, so this is auto observable. Oh, interesting. TRPC error. Yeah, so this is maybe some of the logic that we had before. So I want to update that. Yeah, this is where on the server I kind of want to remove any empty, any non-complete. So on the server, add sorting to SQL expression. If there is not a field and or there is not an operator, then we're just going to return an empty. And then this should work now. Ideally, you don't save this. Because you could have this be, yeah, this now works. Yeah, this now works. Without any errors. The only thing that I'm missing now is we had some logic basically where if it wasn't complete, we would not send it. That logic was in the filter state. We had some logic here. Yeah, so we had this debounce logic, and if it wasn't complete, we would not update the data source. I think that is fine. I think that is fine, but I don't think it's necessary. So, love to hear your opinion. Because, yeah, on the server, that will mean that we're basically syncing empty. But I will say one thing is I'm not firing this off, this update data source. So if we look at here in the global state, sync, reload. The only time I do it is when this changes. And I even think that I think that by default you maybe want to have this entire function just debounced. Just a thought. So you don't spam it. I mean, that is making a pretty aggressive call on the server, so you might want to just by default debounce it. Debounce this function. So something to think about. It's a bit hard to know if this is the right call, but something to think about. All right, but I think so. It doesn't fire here, country, and then I'll do EG. It's gonna fire twice. Yeah, I think you should just debounce this. So debounce, please. Why can't we just do this? And let's make this 200 ms. And it's pretty expensive, so need a full reload, I think. That's exactly right. And then if I add my city, there we go. So I think that's perfect. Okay, so this is I would say a chore. Move to the bounds. Not really, this is move to managing move data manipulation. That's a good blog to write, by the way. Move data manipulation outside of state management. Cool, so that one is done. Let's do it for sorting, like I was saying. So sorting is going to be a bit more of a bitch, I would say, because we'll need to make some changes here to the column sort. So let me see if I go in here, can I just change this everywhere to ID? So I changed it here to ID. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised there isn't more in global state that changed. Oh, there is. There's a bunch. Cool, and then sorting. So I'd say this is like a I would call this as a sorting list. Sort. Sort list. The other thing is, yeah, I think this would just get auto-observed, but so this is, like I said, a pretty big but yeah, let me see. Move to a file. It's too hard. Again, I think you do the same thing. Delete this thing. You'll remove this. Oh. Oh yeah, that's the other thing about these functions is they generally return this. But I've managed to update it mostly in place. So this dot filter is fine. We could also extend the filter to, but I think, yeah, this is better. Let's do the following. Cool. Yeah, we worked so hard to do that logic. I think this is fine. Could say remove all. And yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So column sort. So we'll remove this, and then when the data comes back, from on tab, like ideally this is all your on tab loaded, this dot sorting. So we assigned this. Yeah, this is gonna break up a lot of things, but trust me, it is necessary. So I'm gonna remove a bunch of things here. Yep. So this one is interesting. Yep, so this one is so we're gonna want to move that logic here. Yeah, we can have a function called toSet. And here you can pass the all columns, which will just be a view column for now. Okay. Okay. The sorting definition. Okay. And then what else is wrong here? So this is going to be a lot trickier. So yes, so we're going to add The other thing too is you want to probably make this auto observable. So, okay, in terms of this, move sorting dot move by ID. Sort. I think we can remove this logic for now. Come back to it. Sorting dot get sortable. Nice. This is a partial update, so in this case we're passing the ID. I don't need to pass the sort order. I'll see if we need it. So I think this makes it a lot. Likely you're not going to revisit this code. Okay, let's see. The other thing too is, like I said, probably gonna need to Very good. Very good, very good. Okay, let's see if that still persists, and you can continue. Let's start with that. Okay, so let's start with that. Yeah, why would that not work? Probably, yeah. So let's go to the command bar. Fantastic. So let's refresh now. MobX make auto classes that do not have a super class. That's fine. So let's go to sortable. It's not doing any mutations, so it should be fine. Well, let me see something. So it's a proxy array. And it's empty. MobX lists. Yeah, they have a collection utilities. It's interesting. I did not know that. So I think, yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out, because when we create it, it just proxies the array. So does this constructor ever run? Creates the sort list, but it doesn't actually become observable. Let me see something. Observable.object. Let's see if that works. Doubt. Yeah, I don't think that works. Okay, we'll have to devise a new method. Okay, I think this has gotten way too long, so I'm gonna take a break. Um, but yeah, data structures for sorting and lists in general. I'll probably have a part two for this today, as well as this. I think that's very interesting. Yes, thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, keep building, keep shipping.